Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Black Hammer once again. Before we get started, like always, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and go ahead leave a comment down below saying what's up. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video of the day. Let's go. Alright guys, so this video is dedicated to my top 10 underdogs cards of Strixhaven, and I don't know if that makes sense, like your top 10 under, so maybe it's top underdogs 10 cards or something like that, but you guys understand the point of this video. These cards may not impact standard alone, but like always, kind of like my philosophy, if you can take just about any card as long as the cards around it are decent and above, that card will shine. So the cards that I'm going to show you are, in my opinion, cards that can still be utilized if everything else is built correctly around it. So let's go ahead and get into the first card right here, which I probably done showed like 4 or 5 times already. This is Star Pupil. It's a 1-drop white, single white, 0/0, and it says Star Pupil enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. When Star Pupil dies, put its counters on target creature you control. Now, I had this discussion before. This is almost like that artifact right here, if I remember to post it while I'm editing, but this is a creature version of it, and you can easily have 2-3 of these on a battlefield at the same time if your build is strictly built around +1/+1 counters. So you will never have your +1 counters kind of just, you know, thrown away for no reason. Your opponent can board wipe, and you know, you can put them on an artifact, or if they single kill this creature, you can always throw this on a questing beast or a creature with flying. I think this card is perfect for a 1-drop. It's not going to change the game entirely on its own, but if you use, like I said, if you use cards around it that could use those +1 counters in like a turn later or turn 2 later, then you win. I mean you will win at least that strategy. You may not win the game, but you can at least win that strategy. So this card right here is definitely one of my top 10 underdog cards. Then we got Mage Hunter. This is a 4-drop 3/4 horror creature, and it says whenever an opponent casts or copies an instant or sorcery spell, which I'm pretty sure at least for the 2-3 weeks is going to be crazy with instant sorceries and copying spells, they lose 1 life. Now, what is the best way if you don't like this set, or if you think this set is, you know, pretty whack and this card right here will punish all those people who want to, you know, cast 5-6 spells in 1 turn. They will lose 1 life for each instant, sorcery, and copy spells. I think this card right here is definitely maybe good for a sideboard, or if you want to build some sort of control and you know, like I said, a lot of people are definitely going to be trying to overdo the instants and sorceries. I think this card will just be fun on its own. You know, like your opponent has a whole bunch of 1-2 instant sorcery speeds, and they're going to lose a life for each one. So I think this card right here is definitely going to be fun to play. Once again, is it going to be a card that changes the game? Probably not, but it will put a smile on my face when my opponent loses 5-6 life because they want to be cute on the other side of that computer. All right, then we got Test of Talents. It's a 2-drop instant speed, and it says counter target instant or sorcery spell. Search your controller's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as a spell and exile them. That player shuffles, then draws a card for each card exiled from their hand this way. So it's a similar card like this. I forget the name, but I do like it. Now they kind of do limit it. It says instant or sorcery spell, so you know you can't just counter a creature, because then probably wouldn't be uncommon. It'd probably be a rare. But with standard today, there's a lot of you know, janky ways to, you know, quickly play your ultimatums, or, you know, like with the new cards that's coming out that cost like 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, mana to cast. This one right here will ruin their entire game plan, because normally a build is constructed around an ultimatum. So if you can hold on to this, if it's a good chance you know when your opponent is playing an ultimatum, because they're trying to quickly ramp up to something. They have a whole bunch of kill spells, board wipes, maybe Urian. Keep this in your hand, keep 2 mana up, and as soon as they play that ultimatum, go ahead, cast this, and I guarantee it, hands down, 630, I guarantee they're gonna scoop, because that's their whole game plan, is to cheat out, well, not cheat out, but to ramp up to ultimatum, cheat out some cards or whatever ultimatum they're playing, and beat you like that. Go ahead, counter that, I guarantee they will scoop. Then we got Gamora, Witch. It's a 2-drop, human warlock, 3/2, and it has menace, and it has ward, which is pay 3 life. So whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 3 life. And it has magecraft, and it says whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token. When this creature dies, you gain 1 life. So this card right here doesn't seem much, like just off face value right here, but there's a lot of green black creatures, especially like the 10/11 Titan. There's another one that's a 4-drop, and it's like a 6/7 or something like that, but it requires you to sacrifice a creature each turn. This one right here is perfect. It's 1,000,001 ways to cast an instant sorcery spell, have a whole bunch of low costing spells, and make sure that you have tokens by the end of your next turn, so you can always sacrifice those creatures and gain life while you're in the process. So this card right here, I'm pretty sure if people are smart, they're going to utilize this card along with those hungry creatures that need to sacrifice each turn to be on a battlefield. So this card right here, I think, is going to be utilized, overlooked at first because it's not too impressive. It costs 3, it's only a 2 toughness, so it'll die to shock. So I mean, but if played right, you will you're gonna learn to love it. Then we got Flunk. It's a 2-drop instant speed, and it says target creature gets -X minus X until end of turn, where X is 7 minus the number of cards in that creature's controller's hand. Why didn't it just say that player's hand? I don't know, but instant speed and anything with -X minus X is always good for me, because right now mono white, well, I'm not sure like literally right now if mono white is still top 1, top 2 played deck on Arena, but I'm pretty sure it is. And anything that can destroy indestructible creatures is always a plus, because it's a -X, but it's a plus in my books. Once again, corny joke, my bad. But this one right here is instant speed. I love that, and it only costs 2. So like I said, it's not too hard to make sure you keep 2 mana open. So bye bye season hollow blade. Then we got 4 accomplished alchemist. So 4-drop creature elf druid 2/5. The first ability says tap, add 1 mana of any color. If it just said that, this card will be whack, and it's a rare, so that's already pushing it right there. But the second ability, you can tap, add X mana of any 1 color, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Now check this out, this is a 4-drop, so it does kind of help with my example here with the curve. If you play the 3-drop angel, which I'm gonna post right here, and then on your next turn, on turn 4, play this, you're gonna gain 5 life. Now you can't tap it, of course, because you know it has summon the sickness, which I believe. Now correct me if I'm wrong, will it have summon the sickness? I believe it will, but you can always gain life, tap this card, and get that much mana. So just imagine the ramping with that is going to be ridiculous. Once again, this card is not good on its own, especially if you're not strategizing around gaining life like majorly, like major. But if you do it right, this card will be your best friend, probably your only friend. It's like I'm joking. That's rude. All right, then we got Conspiracy Theorists. It's a 2-drop, 2/2, rare, and it says whenever Conspiracy Theorist attacks, you may pay 1 and discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Pretty not good, honestly. But whenever you discard 1 or more non-land cards, you may exile 1 of them from your graveyard. If you do, you may cast it this turn. Now, hear me out. You can easily, like, you know, do some cheap spell, you know, 2/3 shock or whatever you want to cast easily. But in the late game, if you do have an ultimatum that's in your graveyard because you discarded it or whatever the case is, you can go ahead, attack with this. It doesn't have to do damage. All you got to do is just attack. Is 9 out of 10 is gonna die anyway. Go ahead, just swing with it, pay 1, and then you can cast a card from your graveyard this turn. So this one right here, once again, it's a low-key card. It's not gonna do too much on turn 2. It may not do too much on turn 3 or 4, but if played correctly and you have what you need in the graveyard, you can go ahead, pay 1, and it says whenever you discard 1 or more non-land cards from your hand, you may exile 1 of them from your graveyard. If you do, you may cast it this turn. So to me, that right there is a nice little, you know, cheap shot during the late game. But, you know, who am I? I'm not a professional. Then we got Radiant Scroll Wielder. This is a 4-drop Dwarf Cleric, which is slowly becoming one of my favorite tribals. And it's a 2/4, and it says instant and sorcery spells you control have lifelink. Now, to go along with the other green creature that's a 4-drop, whenever you gain life, you can tap it for that much mana. Now, of course, red, white, green, you're doing a lot of colors, I know. But if this card is utilized correctly, a nice burn deck maybe, or nice burn Boros deck, I don't know, something. I gotta look at all the cards, but this one right here, I think it's pretty good. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, exile an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard. So, you know, they gotta put some sort of stipulation on this. You may cast it this turn. If a spell cast this way will be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. So at random, but let it be the wrong card for your opponent at random. You can easily just rack up the life points and do a whole bunch of damage to your opponent. So once again, not a card to just change the course of a game as soon as you play it on turn 4, but I'm gonna say it again, if played properly, this could actually do some damage. Then we got Maelstrom Muse. It's a 4-drop flying 2/4, and it says whenever this creature attacks, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X less to cast, where X is Maelstrom's power as this ability resolves. So, you know, you can't just attack with it and then put like, you know, plus 10 and be like, yeah, you know, like, no, when you attack, when it does that damage at that point, just straight off here, your next instant or sorcery spell is going to cost 2 less. So once again, I'm going to use ultimatums because that seems to be, you know, the nice finisher for a lot of decks. It's going to cost 2 less. That's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Or if you have some crazy spell that's in this new set that costs 8, now it costs 6, which is a lot better. And this is a 4-drop, so you know it's better than a 2-drop because you're not gonna really want to just, you know, cast something that costs 3 for 1. Like you want this to like actually do something, you know what I'm saying? So Once again, it's a 4-drop 2/4, so nice toughness, so it may not die, you know, as soon as you play it. So you might be able to do, you know, a nice 2-3 turns utilizing his ability here. So once again, I think in the right build, it'll do something. Went the wrong way. All right, and last one here is Bayu, whatever, Growth. That's a weird name. Why can't they just call it Swamp Bear or Bear Swamp? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot easier. But it's a 2-drop plant dog 5/4 creature. And once again, this is one of those creatures where as an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature or pay 3, which anybody and a mama is going to sacrifice a creature. It's real simple, but it's a 5/4 for a 2-drop. You can easily do the Lovestruck Beast, get that 1/1 token, play this on turn 2, and you got a 5/4. And then on turn 3, you got a 5/5 Lovestruck Beast. Bro, that's ridiculous. Like, why are they doing this? A 5/4 2-drop. Boy, I hope your opponent got some sweepers. Got something, because this is ridiculous. And then turn 4, you're easily gonna get the artifact, the green artifact, where yeah, it's just ridiculous. But that is all of my underdogs. If you guys like this video, go ahead, leave a thumbs up. It's simple, it's free. Go ahead, leave a comment if I missed a card. I'm pretty sure I did. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any other cards that I might have missed. Once again, it's your boy Black Hammer, and I will see you guys in the next video you're watching right now. Peace.